Okay, so I'm on another break. I'm still in my car. I'm just in the back seat because the tent is in the back and it's hot. So let me continue. It's so much, like, it's hard to, excuse, my hand is in the way. I'm holding it this time, but it's so much, so it's hard to, like, put everything, in order because I gotta look this up, and I think everybody does this, or I probably have mastered it somehow. But when I go through traumatic experiences, it's hard for me to recollect. I'm pretty sure that happens to a lot of people, but it's hard for me to recollect. I think it's like some sort of defense mechanism or something, like, and I'm glad I have that because it's kept me being the person that I am, so when I really try to think back on stuff, it's so jumbled, and I can always remember how I felt, like, I always remember how I felt, but I don't always, remember every single small detail, but I remember like as a whole. So after that situation happened, it was just a flood. Like, okay, like I said, there's a process. Like, they kind of love bomb you. I don't really like using the terms, but anyway, they love bomb you because people are familiar with that. They love bomb you. I don't. I get gaslighting. I mean, it's used so loosely, but I get it. Maybe that's like a common narcissistic trait that we all have. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not a psychologist, whatever. Anyway, so there was a lot of initial love bombing. That was part one, and then, the whole breaking up. It was things leading up to that, which it didn't take, like, it probably took him a month to start to release the narcissism. Okay, maybe he was doing it before then and I wasn't paying attention, but the full-fledged first attack, that was like what sealed the deal. Like, okay, that's how he got me hooked. Doesn't make sense, but when you're dealing with a narcissist, they're very, what's that word, cunning. They're very strategic. I'm not in a narcissist head, but I could just imagine, based off the things that I dealt with. But I might be a little easier to, well, at the time I was a lot easier to, attack because of the way that I think and the way that I love, or whatever, which I'm always proud of. Won't change. Sorry. I just don't give it to everybody anymore. So, as far as my, how I am, my whatever, my deep, my love, my empathy. So, anyway, so that was, I start, by the time the thing happened with the other girl, okay, I knew, okay, he got some issues. I don't know what they are, because what they do is they'll like tell you all how horrible their life was. They'll tell you the people that hurt them, how they hurt him, how they hurt them, what they went through. They'll also be honest about, mistakes that they made, but they'll flip them. You know what I mean? Like, they'll victimize, so if you don't know any better, you like, dang, this person been through the ringer. And I'm not dismissing that. I'm not saying he didn't. I can't really divulge too much, because then you'll know who I'm talking about, or somebody will know who I'm talking about. Anyway, so I just heard a lot. Like, I was told so much. Like, our conversations were solely about him. After a while, it was only about him. If I started to talk about myself or my past or my journey, like, I'd be talking like, yeah, because I lost my mother at a young age. I don't have my grandparents. All my grandparents have passed on. So, for my children, through me, they don't have, grandparents as far as, like, blood. So I've witnessed, my family has witnessed death so heavily. We have a large family. I'm not just talking about my immediate family, my cousins and aunts and uncles and stuff. That's all part of my immediate family to me. But we have lost so many people. My great grandmother had, I think, 17 children. So imagine, the branches. But a lot of people have passed on, so my life has been full with people passing on. But because my family has dealt with that, we have so much strength in it. So it's not something that we dwell on, but it does hurt each and every time. So it's just things about my life that it's way deeper than that. That's just one part. Like, I know people that ain't dealt with death. That's my age, and I'm about to be 40. So anyway, so I would try to express my past life, because we talked about him so much, and I'd be in the middle of explaining something like I was just explaining, and he'd be like, oh yeah, because I lost and the whole, I would just sit there like, okay, let's talk about, in my mind, okay, we'll talk about you again. I don't mind, whatever. Eventually, to me, I'll get my story out. That's how I felt. Eventually, I'll get my story out. I don't think he know anything about me. Even the times that I was able to get it out, maybe in the beginning, but I don't even think he was listening. Honestly, thinking back, I think he probably was thinking about something else, somebody else, who knows. You know what I mean? I don't think he really cared to get to know me at all. I think he just observed me. He listened to observe to see if it would help him, if it would help him in his goal, then okay, he listened. But other than that, I don't think it was anything. There was no sincerity behind him he wasn't a friend. No. He was prospecting, trying to see what he was going to get out of me. And that's fine. Do what you do. So anyway, the way the process was, once he realized what he can do with me, he did it. As far as whatever he needed for his supply, he got. You know what I mean? So it would be times where we'd be hanging out and he would be inebriated and he would start crying about past things, and then 1 minute he'd be smiling and laughing and joking, and 1 minute he'd be crying, and 1 minute he'd be talking about my complexion, talking about my features. He talked about my child before. And when I brought it up, because I was irate. My children, baby, if you know me, my children are I know God love me, because my babies, man, that's not the only reason why I know he loved me, but man, my children, yeah, we got our little issues, because my two oldest is teens now, but that's my babies. They know, that's my babies. Back then they was smaller, but I was very disappointed. I couldn't believe it. I'm not gonna say what was said, but it was said, but he swear he didn't say it. And it would be times like that, he would say and do things and be like, nah, I never did that. It was crazy. One thing he would do, it's really hard to explain because I think I suppressed it. But he would do things we would be arguing about something, and I would remember something that was said or something that was did, and he would act like he had none of that happened. Make me feel like I was going crazy, make me feel like I was imagining things, and I knew I wasn't, but sometimes it was like he was so adamant. Sometimes it'd be hard for me to remember a lot of this stuff, but I know how I felt, you know what I mean? I get little bursts of memory, but I would feel what the hell is going on, yo? What the hell kind of mess is this? Blaming me for stuff. It's so hard to break this down. I remember one time we were sitting in a car at my apartment, and Kendrick album dropped, the album Damn. And if you know me, I love Kendrick. That's no disrespect to his wife, but that's my husband from another life. He did in this life, I'm respected, but from another life, that's because I love his mental. I love the things that he talk about. Anyway, Kendrick had dropped Damn, and it wasn't that day. It was, we had listened to it that day. My son is texting me. We listened to it that day. I mean, one day, the day it was released, and then I think the next night we listened to it, because he used to come over all the time and get his supply as far as what his narcissism needed. Anyway, we were listening to. No, it was way after. It was some time after the album came out. My favorite song on there is called. I don't know if it still is. I won't say, but anyway, it was called Pride. Right? Beautiful song. Beautiful song. You gotta listen to it. But we were in the car one time, and I was just listening to the album. I was listening to that song, and he was just talking bad, just talking so much trash about me, yo. Like, so much trash. Like, oh man, I don't even remember, dude. Like, I just remember my eyes was watering so bad. I felt like I was on a ride. I felt like I was just free falling. My stomach was just, I just felt like I was free falling. Everything he said, it felt like I was free falling. Every time he said it, boom, boom. It was just painful. I was so disappointed. I was so hurt, because I had spent so much time investing in him, and then he just would go on these rants. And I can call them drunken rants. So the alcohol didn't help the narcissism, of course. It would just be, the alcohol amplified it. I don't know if they typically are triggered, by substances. I don't know. Of course, substances trigger a regular person. So yeah, of course. But oh my God, yo, like, and I knew he would drink and things would happen, but I used to be hopeful, like, nah, it's not gonna happen tonight. We're going to be cool. We're going to be cool. He ain't going to do that tonight. I would be hopeful. And it would happen every time. There's another story. I got to be careful what I say. He was going somewhere. Right? Taking a flight somewhere. And he used to stay at my house all the time. So, mind you, after the fallout with the girl, things got really worse for me. Really, really worse. I really felt like he was really angry that I wasn't her. You know what I mean? And so he had to take a flight, so he stayed at my house, and I was gonna drop him off, wake up all extra early, drop him off on his flight. And the night before, of course, he did his regular ones and twos, the little alky and the music. We would listen to music and he would drink or whatever. We would have our fun initially and it would turn into something else or whatever. So that night he started crying about whatever female. Whichever one at that time. Okay, so I would be there as a friend, of course. And mind you, eventually we did establish a relationship, and I had to do, I'll tell you that later. Anyway, so he was crying about whatever woman. I don't even remember. Probably all of them, honey. So I was there, dealing with that and feeling like I wasn't worth nothing, but I'm gonna be there for my friend. Idiot, stupid. So that was on me. But the night transpired. We went to bed. I think he got sick. From the alcohol. And I took a cold towel and I was wiping him with the cold towel. I'm very nurturing. I enjoy being a nurturer. I really do. I enjoy being a mother, all that, right? So I'm like wiping him with this cold towel because I know when I don't feel good, I like a cold towel. So I'm just very, I'm just taking the cold towel and putting it, wiping it, wiping him down and stuff, making sure he's comfortable. He fall asleep. So I fall asleep with the cold towel, like near me. So mind you, we had to get up early so he could catch his flight. And so, I woke up. Something just woke me up. I just felt something. And he's like standing up. No, what happened? No, what woke me up? I'm sorry. I didn't feel something. I'm sorry. That's not the right. Something woke me up. That I felt like 2 or 3 times. I felt something on me 2 or 3 times. So I opened my eyes when the very last time this thing hit me, and it was the cold towel that I was wiping him down with, right? He was standing over me to wake me up, just throwing this cold towel on me at least 3 times, because I felt the first 2 times, but I didn't wake up all the way, right? By the 3rd time, I woke up and I realized what it was. But the way he was standing over me, looking down at me, was like in disgust. It wasn't like, you could think, oh, he just jokingly throwing the towel. No. I remember looking up at him and he just looked disgusted. You know what I mean? Like, he just looked disgusted, dude. Like, it was crazy. Like, he looked disgusted. So when I saw him, it really hurt, because I felt that. I felt he was disgusted. And then he's like, get up, you got to take me. And everything inside my eyes welling up. It's dark in my house, so I don't want him to see it, so I'm fine. I'm like, okay. After everything last night, that's how you wake me up. And then that's how you looking at me. After everything, it's just like, at this point, it's like, damn, like, I know. Like, here's the thing about me. And I'm gonna describe this, and then I gotta go. Here's the thing about me. Every single bad situation I've been in, I've known there's gonna be consequences, and I've almost known what those consequences were gonna be. If I decided to still make a decision about that situation, I knew wholeheartedly what I was getting into. I don't come in situations completely blind. Now, dealing with a narcissist is very, very, very easy to come into a situation completely blind. But I had already dealt with life, and I'm pretty sure I dealt with narcissists in my adulthood. I just didn't know. But this one was like the biggest, okay? The alpha narcissist, whatever. Anyway, so my bad. So I knew it was gonna be crazy. I knew, and I still went into it, and I went into it hopeful. Maybe, like I was telling my brother, like, it's the challenge. A lot of people, it's the challenge, and I don't typically. I'm not that hard of a challenge. I like a little bit of chase, but nah, hell nah, But I already was invested as far as the person that I am. If I make that decision, if I make a decision to do something, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it till it's finished, and I'm gonna stay there, and I'm gonna ride it out till it's finished. I do every relationship like that. Okay, and I done had my relationships, but I'm gonna leave. That's the thing. I'm gonna leave. I'm not staying forever. I swear, if you are doing me so dirty, I have to raise my children. I have to keep my mental stability. If I don't have it, what will happen to my children? They have their fathers, but seriously, they are with me. You know what I mean? Like, I can't deal with nobody driving me crazy, because I have to raise my children. So yes, I might allow you to, do me dirty or whatever until I finish my process. If I leave and I'm not 100% sure, then I'm gonna make a mistake and go back. In every relationship, except for this very last one, that's another story. I have never went back. Okay. I've never went back, because I finished my cycle. I did exactly what I needed to do, and I did it to my complete and full potential. Okay, I absolutely try my absolute best, regardless. I'm not gonna be super judgy, and a lot of that led to a lot of my pain. I should have had higher standards. Absolutely. But I'm always, but everybody's human. Everybody makes mistakes. Like a fucking, like a, like an idiot. Forgive me, Lord. I'm in my zone, honey. So, yeah. So that's one thing about me for sure. I know my consequences. I knew that was going to be hard. I didn't know the level of difficulty, but I knew it was going to be hard. I'm not no fool. Well, I was being a fool, but I'm not stupid. You could tell a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell, but at the same time, you know, like I said, my empathy stay on that. Oh well, everybody human. You know, like Moneybag Yo and Glorilla say, everybody human. You know, we are human. You know, no disrespect. That shit funny. Anyway, so like I said, I understand consequences. I understand. You know, I know what my consequences. If I did wrong, I know I got consequences to it. You know what I'm saying? So I go into every situation knowing what I'm facing. And I knew what I was facing. And I didn't know what capacity, but I had to finish that out. And that's what I did. I finished that out. So anyway, it's more to this. So let me go back because I'm done with my break. So, okay.